Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Kyle Richards has sexuality talk with daughters amid scandal. RHOBH star, Kyle Richards is having a sexuality talk with her daughters amid the Morgan Wade scandal. She was accused of having an affair with country singer Morgan Wade. They spent infinite time together, wearing matching jewelry while Morgan donned a K tattoo. So what is Kyle saying over a year after all of the drama emerged? Keep reading for more details. Before season 13 of RHOBH began, Kyle Richards was spotted out with Morgan Wade. She was an up-and-coming country singer that fans were going crazy for. More so, she led a sober lifestyle plus was dedicated to working out. These were the life changes Kyle had been making as she gave up drinking and was hitting the gym regularly. She had even recruited Morgan's trainer to help her achieve her goals. Therefore, Morgan was a friend who understood and respected Kyle's life changes and allowed her to be herself with no judgment. Though they maintained that they were just close friends, no one really believed this, especially when Kyle and Mauricio Umansky called it quits after nearly 30 years. He was always the one under fire for infidelity, and now it was Kyle's turn. Mauricio never questioned the friendship between the women, but the RHOBH cast did. Now, with season 14 premiering on November 14th, this will undoubtedly come up again. Kyle admitted to being curious, but now, she is sharing how she spoke with her 4 daughters about some life changes. According to page 6, Kyle Richards shared she did speak with Alexia, Sophia, Portia, and Farah about her sexuality and the curiosity behind it. It was nerve-wracking and she was unsure how it would go down. It was the most difficult conversation I've ever had with my children, and I was terrified to have that conversation. I just wanted to be as honest as I possibly could. I really never thought like this before. This is not the way I was raised. That's not the way my mind even operated. Yet her girls are her best friends, so she knew she had to be as transparent as possible. She entered it as best as she could, making it clear that there was no room for shame. I like to lead by example, and I thought, if this is what I'm going through and feeling, I want them to always feel comfortable enough to share with me the hardest conversations and know that they'll be accepted no matter what. Kyle Richards knew she and Mauricio Umansky did a great job as parents by how accepting their girls were when she spoke with them. She feels immense pride in how amazing they are, and it comes to the point where they joke with their mom about the situation. For me, to have their support, regardless of what happens in my life, means the world to me. They just want me to be happy. After we got past that difficult part of the conversation, the jokes that have ensued. This has helped Kyle as she shared that season 14 of RHOBH was incredibly hard, so to be able to lighten the mood had been welcomed. As for Morgan Wade, they are not together as much, which is not entirely true. The duo was just spotted in South Africa together not long ago, though they tried to hide it. However, Kyle has made it seem like Morgan was the one who needed the break. I think she just didn't want any part of anything to do with my role on reality television and all that came with it. Are you happy Kyle is finally being her authentic self? Let us know and watch RHOBH November 19th on Bravo. The Beverly Hills sun bathed the Richards' luxurious home in a warm golden glow, but inside, the atmosphere was heavy with tension. Kyle Richards, usually the picture of grace and poise, paced nervously in her spacious living room, her perfectly manicured nails tapping against the sleek marble countertop. She had rehearsed the conversation in her mind 100 times, yet the words still felt foreign and fragile. It wasn't just the rumors swirling in the tabloids or the whispers among her castmates on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It was the fact that this scandal had penetrated her carefully constructed world, making its way to her daughters. And now she had no choice but to address it. In the adjoining room, Alexia, Sophia, and Portia were seated on the oversized cream-colored sectional. their faces a mix of curiosity and concern. Even Farah, Kyle's eldest, had cleared her schedule to join the family discussion. "Mom, are you okay?" Farah asked, her voice calm but tinged with worry. Kyle stopped mid-pace and turned to her daughters. The sight of them, confident, beautiful, and strong, gave her a moment of clarity. She inhaled deeply and perched on the edge of an armchair, her glossy brunette hair falling perfectly around her face. "I wanted to talk to you girls because—" Kyle paused, searching for the right words, "because you've probably seen the headlines. I know people are saying things about me, about my relationships, and about my sexuality." Portia, the youngest, looked confused. "What does that mean? Like, why are people talking about it?" Kyle reached for Portia's hand, giving it a reassuring squeeze. "Sometimes, people like to make assumptions about others, especially when they think it'll sell a story. But this is about more than just rumors. It's about being honest with yourselves and the people you love." Alexia chimed in, her voice steady. "Are the rumors true, Mom? Is there something going on between you and Morgan Wade?" Kyle smiled faintly, appreciating her daughter's directness. "Morgan is a good friend, and yes, we've become close. But friendships can sometimes be misunderstood, especially in this world where every move we make is scrutinized. What I want you all to understand is that exploring your identity, whatever that might mean for you, is a personal journey, and no one else gets to dictate it." Farah leaned forward, her brows furrowed. "Are you trying to tell us something about yourself, Mom? Because we'll love you no matter what." The sincerity in her eldest daughter's words brought tears to Kyle's eyes. She hadn't realized how much she needed that reassurance. "I'm not trying to put a label on myself," she said carefully. "But I am saying that life is complex, feelings are complex, and sometimes what feels right can change over time." Sophia, always the practical one, asked, "What about you and Dad? Are you guys okay?" Kyle's expression softened. "Your dad and I have had our ups and downs like any marriage, and yes, this has been a challenging time for us, but we're talking through it, and we're both committed to figuring out what's best for our family." The room fell silent for a moment, the weight of Kyle's words sinking in. Portia, still processing, broke the tension with a thoughtful question. "So, is it okay to not know who you are right away? Like, it's okay to figure it out later?" Kyle beamed at her youngest. "Absolutely, sweetie. Life isn't about having all the answers right now. It's about learning, growing, and being open to whatever path feels true to you." The conversation shifted as the girls began to open up about their own experiences. Farah admitted to feeling pressure to maintain a picture-perfect image because of the family's public life. Alexia shared stories about friends who had faced judgment for coming out. Sophia talked about the importance of self-acceptance, while Portia confessed to feeling confused about the expectations society places on young women. As the evening wore on, the room that had initially been filled with apprehension became a space of warmth and connection. Kyle felt a sense of relief and pride. This wasn't just a conversation about her. It was a chance to teach her daughters about empathy, resilience, and the importance of living authentically. By the time the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a soft pink hue over the hills, the family had reached a new understanding. Kyle realized that, scandal or not, the most important thing was fostering an environment where her daughters felt safe to be themselves, whatever that might look like. As the girls began to disperse, Farah lingered, placing a gentle hand on her mother's shoulder. "Mom, you've always been our rock. Just remember, we're here for you too." Kyle pulled her daughter into a tight embrace, her heart full. "Thank you, Farah. That means more to me than you know." That night, as Kyle sat alone in the quiet of her bedroom, she reflected on the day's events. The headlines would come and go, she knew that. But what truly mattered was the bond she had with her daughters, the trust, the love, and the courage to have difficult conversations. For Kyle Richards, this was more than a scandal. It was an opportunity to grow, both as a mother and as a woman navigating the complexities of her own truth. And for the first time in weeks, she felt a glimmer of peace.